All the materials whichever are present on earth are basically distinguished between metals and non-metals on the basis of their physical properties as well as chemical properties. So first of all, I will let you know about some physical properties which actually play a very important role in differentiating between metals and non-metals. So here I have written few properties. I will discuss one by one. First one is physical state. Physical state means whether the particular material is present as solid, liquid or gas. This will help in deciding whether the particular substance is metal or non-metal. Later on, we will be differentiating between metals and non-metals on the basis of physical properties. First, I am just giving you a quick look of which are the physical properties. Okay, so first one is the physical state. I just told the state can be either gaseous, it can be liquid or solid. Then second physical property is the melting point. Now melting point basically is the point here means the temperature, is that temperature at which a particular substance starts changing from its solid state to the liquid state. Means here the material will be turned into molten form, and these substances which have more melting point will later be categorized as the metals, and with low melting point will be categorized as non-metal. What basically makes melting point? Melting point is the temperature at which the atoms which are tightly packed with each other through certain bonds, they will break and ultimately will separate those atoms. Means it will increase the distance between the atoms, and that will lead to change in its state. So when obviously melting point will be arrived for a particular substance or material, then its physical state will be changed. Then next property is luster. Luster means shine. So each substance is not having the same shine. Certain materials will have more shine and some have no shine. The reason for shine is basically the reflection of light which falls on a particular material. And why reflection occurs? Because when you will read in your higher classes, there are electrons present in the structure of an atom. Those electrons which are present on the outer side of the structure of the atom, they will not absorb light, rather they just reflect the light back, and basically reflection of light will lead to luster. So most of the metals will be lustrous, that we'll be reading, and non-metals are not lustrous. Means metals are lustrous, so sometimes we consider this property as metallic luster also. We can just consider it as metallic luster if it is for the metals. The next property is hardness. Hardness means whether a substance is having ability to break on being hammered with something, or means like it can be easily broken down into pieces, or it will remain as such. So most of the metals, these are hard, and again hardness is also because of the compact nature of the bonds which are present between the atoms. More tightly there will be packing of atoms, more difficult to just break them into pieces. So hardness is another property on the basis of which we differentiate between metals and non-metals. The next property I have written here is malleability. This is something new for you people, because all others you might have read somewhere and you have come across these terms, but malleability is a totally new term. Malleability is when there is ity written at the last of a term, you just keep in mind that that means the property. Otherwise, the term here is malleable. Means we can say a substance is malleable or no, and if a substance show the property of being malleable, then that property is called as malleability. What do you mean by this property now? Malleable means certain materials have the ability to turn into thin sheets on beating. Like iron, if you consider, if you keep on beating, once you have just made it hot and then it has a little loosening of the bonds, and then you beat it continuously, you will find that they will be turned into thin sheets. That property of a particular material to be turned into thin sheets, which can later be used for different purposes, that property is called as malleability. And all the metals have this amazing property of being malleable. So this is another property which we need to discuss, because this is also a kind of physical property. Now after malleability, our next property is ductility. Again, a new term you have never come across. Ductility is again the property which has been derived from the word ductile. Now ductile means a substance which can be easily turned into thin wires. So a substance which can be easily melted and later be converted into thin sheets, it will be easy for us to turn them into wires also, and wires also can be very thin. And this is the reason we are using most of the metals which can be easily turned into wires, like copper wire. You can see silver wire also. Even jewelry can also be made because of such properties, which is called as ductile. And this property of being ductile means the property of being turning into thin wires is called as ductility. So malleability and ductility, these are two totally new terms you have never come across before, and very important to keep in mind that metals show these two properties, malleability and ductility. Next we have, I have written here, thermal conductivity. Now conductivity, again this is a property. If I would have written thermal conduction, means that action is being done here. Here I have written thermal conductivity, means the material is able to transfer heat from one end to other. Thermal is for heat, and conductivity means transfer from one molecule or one atom to another. In case of any material which is packed, because any material will be made up of atoms, but their arrangement can be different. Some are very closely packed, some are very loosely packed. So on the basis of how these are packed, they will just allow the movement of heat from one end to another. And metals will have good thermal conductivity because their molecules or atoms are so tightly packed, then they can easily transfer heat from one end to the other. So that property of transfer of the heat from one end to another is called as thermal conductivity. The next property is electrical conductivity I have written. Again conductivity will be same, but here I have written electrical. Property will be same. It will work in the same manner, but here I am talking about the movement of electricity. Means the electric current will move from one end to other end because of the arrangement of atoms or molecules present in a particular element. So this is again another physical property. Why I am discussing about physical property and why we specify them as physical property? Because in these properties there will be no change in characteristic of a particular substance. Substance, here I am talking about the element. Like you have read in your 7th class that a chemical change is one in which there is change in the properties, means a new substance is formed. By doing any of these activities, we are causing no harm to its own characteristics and no new substances formed. This is the reason these all come under the physical properties. Then I have written here another new term, that is sonority. And the substances which show these properties are called as sonorous substances. Sonorous, as the term starts with sound, somewhere you can just get an idea, it is related to the sound. Now sound being produced by all the elements. Some will produce very soothing sound, some will produce very harsh sound. So here sonority is a property in which a particular element has a property of producing a ringing sound. Ringing means it will give you a sound which is very soothing and can easily be detectable. So most of the metals, they will have good sonority, means they produce good sound which can be audible from far away and is called as the ringing sound. So the substances which show this property means they will be showing sonority. And at last, Last but not the least, there can be a number of other properties but not given in detail in your syllabus. So I am just giving you a few properties which are considered very important. So last one here I have mentioned is the density. Now density you people have read in your 6th class also. It is basically the property which will help in deciding how tightly the atoms or molecules are arranged in a particular element. Like if they are very tightly arranged means more molecules or atoms are present in that particular area, means that particular piece you can see. So that will be having more density. And if it is having very scattered molecules arranged, means they are loosely packed, so number of atoms or molecules obviously will be less in that area and they will be less dense. So the property is called as density, which will help us in deciding whether a particular substance is metal or non-metal. Generally, most of the metals and non-metals can be characterized on the basis of these physical properties, but there can be exceptions in all the cases. All metals cannot be solid, there can be exception for that. All metals cannot be good conductors, there can be exception for that. All metals cannot be hard, there can be exception. Same way, all non-metals cannot be of the same state, there can be exception. So this is just a brief of the physical properties. Now I will just explain you how you can differentiate between metals and non-metals on the basis of these physical properties.